expressed outrage that the name of the 16-year-old boy has not been released after he was arrested in the December homicide of an 18-year-old girl. Our Corinne Rose continues her coverage of this story to explain why the boy's name hasn't been released yet and why he will likely be charged as an adult.
There's been a continuing movement over the last 100+ years to treat kids differently than adults. Kids are much more impulsive, they don't have the same grounding in understanding of the laws and behavior.
As Allen County's Chief Deputy Prosecutor Mike McAlexander explains, the juvenile justice system works much differently than the one for adults.
They get pretty involved into the examination of that child's history, both criminal, educationally, psychologically. So we're looking at a lot of different things before the decision is made to send them into the adult court.
Under the law, the names of minors cannot be released until they're formally charged, and the goal of the system is to rehabilitate rather than punish.
The overall concerns, both at the state and national level, have to do with not wanting to make a decision on a kid who is in the middle of their teenage years and put them in a position where they may be going to prison for the rest of their lives.
In the December homicide of 18-year-old Dominique Taylor, police say a 16-year-old boy is set to be charged with murder. Under state law, that age paired with that level of crime automatically waive that defendant to adult court.
I err on the side of protecting the community because they have shown bad acts. Let them prove later that maybe they deserve something better. But I think the state has to take the approach that we are going to fully prosecute those few kids that meet these criteria to the fullest extent that we can.
A 16-year-old is not fully equipped to handle the adult system.
Criminal defense attorney Don Swanson is not connected to this case, but does represent minors in court and says a common defense strategy is to argue that minors' brains have not matured enough to fully understand what they've done, as well as the consequences of the crime.
I would emphasize the non-development of the child as opposed to an adult, and the inability to assimilate the seriousness of their actions.
Fort Wayne police say they expect to make more arrests of juveniles and adults in the Taylor homicide, as well as other recent crimes in the city. Corinne Rose, Fort Wayne's NBC.